Calculate the monthly finance charge if the average daily balance was $51.50. There were 30 days in the billing cycle and the APR is 11.99%. All right, so remember the finance charge is just another word for interest, right? So we know with credit cards, okay, whenever you keep a balance on your card, okay, then the interest is what they're going to essentially charge you, okay, and then of course the interest you're going to have to pay that back at some point, right? So how is interest calculated? Okay, now once again they use the word the monthly finance charge. Okay, so in order to calculate that, we need to know the formula for this. Okay, so the finance charge, we need a couple values here. Okay, it's going to be the average daily balance, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll take the average daily balance. Okay, I'll multiply that by the APR, okay, or the interest rate divided by 365. Okay, and then I'll multiply that by the number of days in this billing cycle. Okay, so why are we doing this? Okay, remember APR. This is the annual percentage rate. Okay, so we're going to take the remember we're finding the finance charge, so we need the average daily balance. Okay, so what do we do in this case, right? Remember this is daily. Okay? This is the average daily balance is essentially the balance for each day of this month was what the average was, okay? So if you multiply that by the APR, well, wait a minute, this is a yearly rate, okay, annual rate, so we're going to divide that by 365. This essentially gives us the daily rate, okay? The percentage of interest that we'll be paying each day, but then we need to multiply by how many days there are in the billing cycle, okay? So by doing this, we will get the finance charge, which is essentially the interest that we will have to pay. Okay, now in this case, we already have all the information, right? The average daily balance was $51.50. The APR is 11.99%. Now in the calculation, right, we don't use the percent form, we use the decimal form. So make sure you do 0.1199, divide that by 365, and then multiply by the number of days in the billing cycle, which in this case is going to be 30. Okay. Now what you can do is just multiply the top three numbers together, hit enter, and then divide that by 365. Okay, so if you have a calculator, that's one way to do it. Okay. Now by doing so, right, if you multiply these three numbers together, the 51.5 times 0.1199 times 30, hit enter, and then divide that by 365, your calculator is going to show you this, right, 0.50752, and some numbers after that. Now remember, this is a finance charge. This is interest. This is money here. Okay, so since we're dealing with money, we're going to make sure that we round this to the correct decimal place, right? Of course, we always deal with cents, which is 2 decimal values, right? So that means we're going to round this up to 51 cents. So this is the monthly finance charge. Okay, this is the interest that will be added, okay, to your statement due to the transactions that were made this particular month.